All right, so got all the bolts. That was pretty easy. Both of them were just laying in that bottom pan. Got them with my little grabber stick there instead of crawling under it, because those rocks hurt. Let's get this water pump on. See, I'm gonna try and use a couple of dabs of sealer to, there we go, a couple dabs of this to hold that gasket in place. There we go. Really, that's all I want, is just a couple of dabs to hold it. Even that may be just a bit too much. That's all I need is to hold it still so I can put it on. Oh, a little bit off there. Start with 2. Those threaded in by hand. Of course, this part is going to be sitting at the top. Yes, sir. And I can show you exactly why, too.
That wouldn't mean a lot to me, but...
Yeah, the pump itself is what failed, not the gasket. But,
oh, really?
Yep.
Well, it was sure spewing out. That wind laid down and made not a bad day, didn't it?
Make sure I get that threaded in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just concentrating, make sure I get this threaded in.
Yeah, nothing like cross-threading something to make your day go wrong, right?
Well, yeah, especially on a Cadillac. I do take videos of myself, so if you don't want to be on camera, I'll just cut it out.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Okay. So yeah, here is the old pump here. You can see how the propeller's touching here and not there.
Okay. Huh.
So the whole thing,
It scrogged it, didn't it?
look, that's what it was doing.
Huh.
So this bolts to the housing, and the belt would put tension on this side,
Right.
and it would just make the whole thing cockeyed.
Torque it a little bit, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
So all the fluid was coming out where this
Pin is.
this pin goes through the middle. Yeah. You can see inside there the seal is
Right.
popped out. So that's why I was dumping fluid the way it
Well,
was.
I'm sure glad you were able to get the part too.
Oh yeah. Yep, AC Delco, which is basically the sister brand to GM. So it's all OEM equipment.
Great.
Not sure if this is your personal car or if it's one of the...
It's my dad's personal cars.
Gotcha.
They came over here a couple days ahead of us, and we followed them, and so I'm glad it didn't happen to them while they were on the road.
Yeah. Yep. Next thing to check would be to make sure it didn't hurt anything or overheat. Would be my main thing. Did he say it overheated or?
No, it never overheated.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Not at all.
Well, there's a couple of vehicles here recently that people have asked me about. They have a coolant leak, and then they don't realize it till it's too late. Now all three of those cars have been put up for sale, and it's like, need a motor. They've all asked me, they're like, would you be interested in buying the car as a project? I'm like, I don't have time for projects, really.
I bet you don't.
A lot of times, depending on the vehicle, they're more trouble than they're worth. Now, if we were talking about like a older Toyota Camry or Avalon or something like that, I like Toyota. Those, I could put an engine in one of those and resell it for a decent amount and make it a good, reliable car for somebody. But other than that, not a whole lot really appeals to me for restoring it.
Well, it's amazing how much they put on a car, because we've got a 49 Ford
Ooh.
that has it's an F1, and it just has a flathead 6-cylinder engine. And there's not a lot of working parts on it, you know.
Man, I haven't seen one of those. That must be pretty cool.
It's pretty neat. The only hard thing is, up until about 51, Ford made all of their vehicles positive ground, so the wiring systems are all backwards.
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
It's a hard thing to get your head wrapped around.
Yeah. I learned about that whenever I learned about a lot of the older cars that had 6-volt systems instead of 12-volt systems. That was during my...
It has is a 6-volt system.
That was part of my electrical training in college. It was very difficult to get my mind wrapped around that. Especially since I'd never seen it before.
Where'd you do your schooling, Zach?
Dallas, Texas. It's a place called Universal Technical Institute. Gave me a really good base, but
No, they can't teach you everything. I'm sure a lot of it's on the job too.
oh yes, a vast majority of proper training and knowledge and knowing how to do things right is experiencing it firsthand. Because
Sure. You have someone to mentor you kind of around if you get in a bind, or
I have some other minds to bounce ideas off of, but I really don't have a mentor anymore.
okay.
Haven't had one for quite a few years now, but that's not really a bad thing, because I really don't need one. I would like to have one for like the fully electric vehicles, That would be a really good way to extend my knowledge. I don't know really anything about the fully electric cars, Teslas, stuff like that.
No. Curious to see where those go since all the election stuff changed.
Yeah, that, and I know there's a lot of talk about power grid being able to handle stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably a big deal too.
everyone I've talked to so far around here doesn't like, after the first year of having their electric car, they pretty much park it somewhere during the winter. They don't even bother taking it out because the battery life shortens so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. The cold weather takes a toll on batteries. Regular batteries and the big ones too. It shortens the lifespan by a lot.
Huh.
A matter of fact, I was talking to a gentleman named Corey. He has got a Rivian truck, and he said the towing capacity is kind of, it was okay whenever it was new, but now he can barely get to Springfield and back if he wanted to.
Really?
And he said during the wintertime, he doesn't even try, because he has to go from Branson to Springfield. He has to stop in the middle to charge it for an hour and a half, and then go all the way the rest of the way. Yeah. He said it's not even worth the trip at that point.
I guess not.
Well, that should be all she wrote. Put that belt back on. Did I already forget how this went on here? You kidding me? Where's the diagram at? Oh, it doesn't have one on this? Shoot. Alright, I'm gonna pause the video and look back at my footage because I know I got a picture of it.